Hey you! Welcome to my self makeup kit. I know in this day it can get quite overwhelming to try and select makeup products for yourself, but I promise you it doesn't have to be hard and difficult. While selecting makeup products for yourself, just keep in mind the shelf life of the products and keep in mind the fact that you do not require a whole Sephora store at your home. Let's start with skincare. Obviously, for every skin, it will be a different set of products, but the basic ones everybody should own is an oil-based cleanser. I like spray serums and moisturizer you should own, and lip balm or lip mask. And let's not forget about the cleanser, which is not oil-based to remove makeup, but your normal cleanser. If you're interested more about skincare, I have an online course which explains all the skin rituals and has custom routines for different types of skin and explains how we damage, what we need, this and that. It's a full-on course. It's pre-recorded videos. Let me know if you want to purchase this course. Now let's get to makeup. There is a certain misconception that you require a lot of products, a lot of layers, but it is wrong, because for self makeup generally what do? We want to do it quickly, we want to look nice, and we want it to last whole day. And for this you do not require to layer 100 layers or buy a number of products, foundations, concealers and everything. Again, for certain skin types, for certain skin nuances, you would require more products. But if you generally have a normal, like clear skin, you can get out like with the minimal kit. Let's say foundation is not really your concern, so you can get away with actually owning 2 concealers, and that will replace foundation, like contouring part, everything for you. So when you go to purchase your concealers, just try to look for a shade lighter and darker so you can mix your certain shades. Now if you have a bit of like nuanced skin and you have some texture or acne or something, then you might want to go towards foundation as well, but I would suggest get a foundation of close tone to you, and then you still have to get 2 concealers, because that will replace again contouring, bronzing part, highlighting part, and plus you can add it to your foundation depending if you went lighter or darker, depending on the season of the year, right? Do not worry about color correctors like canceling dark spots and everything, because to be honest, a bronzer shade or the concealer which is 5 shades darker of your skin tone, generally the one we take for bronzing, that would solve the issue if you apply it on your dark circles and then blend it out and then put the concealer or foundation on top of it. That will solve your issues. Like all this red orange correctors, it's just pain in the ass, to be honest, and it is not required for self makeup. Now let's talk blushes, bronzers, highlighters. I would strongly suggest to get a palette which has everything in it, like a couple of blushes, bronzers, highlighter. I would strongly suggest to go for Hourglass. Get something really good, because this palettes like Hourglass, they will last you forever because of the baked consistency, right? And they are impeccable on skin. Like this is the best thing you can ever get, and palettes are actually so versatile because you can use it as an eyeshadow. You don't need to carry a million of products with you, because it's for self makeup. Again, you might be doing job, you might be doing lots of traveling and stuff. You don't want to carry suitcases of makeup with you, and when you have separate highlighter, blush, bronzer and a couple of blushes, that becomes like really hard on you to keep and carry everything away with you. So I would suggest strongly to choose a palette which has everything in it, and believe me, you would not look back. And nowadays palettes have couple of blush shades, couple of bronzers in them, so you have a variety, again depending on the season and your color preferences for the moment. So if you do not want to go with the palette, then you have to look individually into the highlight, blush and bronzer separately. You do need bronzer because that gives a nice sort of structure to your face. You don't necessarily need contouring shades, but bronzer to bring back the shadows, that is a must. Blush always adds a bit of a freshness to your face, and highlight makes the features pop. Now let's talk face powders. And for face powders, I would suggest you to get a loose setting powder which you can bake with, because this is a versatile powder. You can set, you can bake, you can do a lot of things with it, clean up your makeup and stuff like that, and it generally lasts you whole day. And from all of these powders, again, I recommend Huda Beauty powder. It is a must. Like, I do not have anything better than that. I do not know anything in affordable case. Okay, so Maybelline Makeup Revolution, yes, but you will not get the same output as Huda Beauty gives you. Let's go over setting sprays. For setting sprays, I strongly suggest you to have Charlotte Tilbury airbrush setting spray, because it not only just sets your makeup, it makes it transfer proof. And I have not seen a nice setting spray in any other brand. This Urban Decay is crap to me, Kryolan's crap. Like, all this L'Oreal is okay, all these other brands, I'm sorry, but they don't do what they're supposed to do. So get yourself a nice setting spray for important events, or maybe when you need your makeup to last like extra long time, or when you're wearing light clothes. Now we are done with the face part. It wasn't that hard, isn't it? So you have to get 2 concealers, a versatile palette which has bronzer, blush and highlighter, and you have to get a setting spray and powder. That's it. Let's move on to the eyes. For the eyes, for self makeup, again, I suggest you to have one palette only. Everybody is drawn to neutral shades, and neutral shades always look best in makeup. So I would suggest you to get a small palette, maybe quad, maybe 9 colors like Huda Beauty has, or maybe big palette with 15 colors. Huda is a great shadows. If you want to go lower end, I would suggest, I don't know, maybe look into Makeup Revolution, because they have also decent shadows. Maybe one sparkly shade, maybe you can go to Urban Decay and get the Midnight Cowboy, or you can go to Bobbi Brown and get their like shimmer shadows singles. It will again serve you a lifetime, and it will be something extra for your special events. So eyes, in terms of kohls and pencils, I would strongly suggest you have a brown pencil, a brown eye kohl, because black looks a little too harsh in all of the occasions. And reality is, if you use brown, you might actually have a black shadow in your palette, or like very dark shadow, so you can darken it up depending on your mood again. But black, in my opinion, looks extremely harsh, and it's like just over the top. It's not 2024 2025 vibes. So I would suggest to get a brown kohl. If you like black, okay, go and get black. Get an eyebrow pencil if you like to do your brows. If you don't, just use the shadows, matte shadows. For the brows, you can get clear gel. I don't know, if you don't like, you can use a hairspray. If you don't like to get any products for the brows, because a majority of girls don't really focus on their brows, so pencil would do. And pencils don't have to be expensive, because even the cheapest one in the 100 rupees budget are doing the same thing as the ones which are 2K per pencil. If you really love color in your makeup, you can get colored kohls. Swiss Beauty has amazing cudgels, the colored ones, gel cudgel. They're amazing, and they're lasting really long time, and they're again super affordable. For the liner, if you're a liner person, yes, you can get something for your personal use. You can get those markers. You don't need to buy all this Inglot liner and this. Believe me, it's gonna be a pain in the ass for you. For mascaras, I would suggest to have a washable black or brown mascara and waterproof black or brown mascara, because what I normally would do is, generally we don't have transfer on the upper lid, we do have transfer on the lower lids. So generally what I would do is put washable here and waterproof down there. That serves the purpose for me and for my clients, for my students. So that's a little trick I'd like to put in there. Now let's discuss lips. And to be honest, for self makeup, if you know towards which textures, finishes you gravitate, then go and select lipsticks and like colors and textures you'd like. But I'm personally, I'm not a lipstick girl, right? I don't really like lipsticks. I would use my pencil to line, and then I would use my glosses. And for glosses, I have like 3 or 4 of them, and that's it. It like serves my purpose. If I feel the color, I'll just add something. So if you like me and you don't really like lipsticks, then just look for glosses and just get yourself lip liners, and that can be your color. If you do like lipsticks but you want a budget or something, just go and buy a lippy palette which has multiple shades. Again, you can mix and match. They generally have different finishes. One is matte, one is glossy, something like that. So you have a lot of playtime with those lipsticks. They last you a long time, but again, keep an eye on the expiry date, of course. then you have a lot more options to choose from because there are multiple shades in that palette. And get yourself maybe one gloss or something. You can use your lip mask on top of it, like, you know, it doesn't have to be super fancy and complicated. For the lip liners, again, I'm not recommending you to choose anything which is expensive. All this MAC pencils, Charlotte Tilbury, Huda Beauty lip liners, like, I mean, they're good, but there are good lip liners in affordable segment as well, such as Kiko, Swiss Beauty, and many other affordable lip liners. I think maximum you should spend like 500 on a pencil, that's it, because the rest, seriously, they don't serve the purpose. Okay, so makeup we've discussed. Now let's talk about the tools of trade. What you will definitely need. You will definitely require a beauty blender, sponge blender, which you wet. You will definitely require this, but again, this can be bought on Amazon, on all these websites, and you can buy a pack of them for like, I don't know, 100 something rupees. You can buy blenders at like 250 per jar. They're very soft, nice blenders. Keep changing them often, keep washing them every single application. You've done something, go wash it. Don't let it sit there and collect the dust. Keep an eye, because these tools will touch your face most often and you can transmit bacteria, any infections through them, so keep a check on them. Puffs are very important because when you go out, you can actually preload it with powder. Put it in some baggie or some container, whatever, take it with you whenever you get oily or whenever like you see something you wanna, you know, fix. It's always handy. Always keep it in like your wallet. I go out with wallet, I don't carry purses, so fits everywhere. As for the actual makeup brushes and stuff, I would suggest to go locally. You don't need fancy brushes, believe me. Just get the like softest or maybe gold here brushes, and just get yourself, like, honestly, everything is done by your beauty blender. It's just when it comes to powders, you obviously require a brush, right? For bronzer, blush, highlight, and this can be done with one single brush. So let's be honest, you don't require a whole set of 30 brushes or something like that, because 85% of your brushes will not be in use at all. So this can be done with one brush. Just don't get the huge brush, just get like some medium brush, fluffy brush, so it should be soft. Pack is a great option. Jessup Beauty, like, and there are a lot more local brushes available in India, so you can do your research. For the eyes, I would suggest, like, get yourself a liner / spoolie brush, which is like angled liner and spoolie on the other side. Pack has an amazing brush. I personally use it and I love it so much. So that can be used for your brows and for your eyeliner. So you obviously need two blender brushes. One is small, one is medium or big, depending on your eye shape, eye size. If you're not really fancy the makeup looks, like intricate designs or whatever, like multiple colors, you can do it with your fingers, with a bigger brush. Get yourself 2, maximum 3 brushes. That's all you really need for your eyes. And the third brush would be, if you do decide to get, it's a smudger brush. You don't need a lot of things, and half of the list, I told you the complete list. Totally depends on the person. Some people like more makeup, some people don't like a lot of makeup, some people are really minimal and they like don't use half of those things. Don't get sucked into this thing that you need to keep buying and buying and buying. Obviously do check for expiry dates. Don't use expired makeup, but don't run after trends and trends, because it's not needed. It's daily life. Be smart, treat your money right. I hope I helped you, and looking forward for your reactions.